Tell me your first drama was not Boys Over Flowers.
Cut it.
Cut.
No. I'm just
Oh.
saying I'm going to cut it at this point.
Okay, just keep moving.
And welcome to another episode of Leastmost podcast. Hey, Tommy.
Hi.
Hey, it's your girl Tommy and it's your girl Simi. This is an unusual intro.
I mean, to be honest, at this point, as long as you know who we are, it's okay. I'm Tommy. Hi.
Hi, girl. Hi. Okay, so we're doing a different film than we've done previously. Previously, we've done Chinese films, we've done Korean films. So
Mhm.
today, we're doing a Philippine film. Woo! Okay, I'm super excited. I'm
You're
super
always like,
excited.
woo. Okay, all right then.
Honestly, it's like I feel like I need to hype the people up. I'm like, oh my god, what are they about to talk about? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true,
Um,
true.
okay. So, this film is called She's Dating the Gangster, and it is a Filipino movie from 2014. And this is the plot. It all started when 17-year-old Athena Dizon unwittingly plays a trick on resident heartthrob and bad boy Kenji de Lo Reyes, okay? All of a sudden, she finds herself pretending, unwillingly at that, to be his girlfriend to make his ex jealous. Remember, the guys, this film is 2014, okay? Now, not only does she have to deal with dirty looks from the girls in school who want Kenji for themselves, but her supposed boyfriend is getting on her nerves. He's hot headed, never seems to agree with her on anything, and everything about him screams gangster. So you can actually see this film on Netflix. I actually watched it recently, Tommy, on Netflix when I saw that Netflix has been introducing Filipino movies, and I was like, yes, finally. And so I was just like, oh my god, let me
Mhm.
get Tommy to watch one of this movie. Because she's not seen a Filipino film, so this is her
No, I
first
haven't.
ever raw reaction and raw review of a Filipino film. So I'm super excited. So Tommy, give it to me. What
It
did you
wasn't
think?
actually bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, okay, I'm thinking back to the year that it was written. I mean, that it was filmed 2014, and I'm trying to think about like other shows that came out around
Mm,
that time. I can't seem to think of anything at the moment. I'm not very good with that. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I'll say that. I mean, there were a few things I was a bit I wasn't really too
mm,
comfortable about. I mean, but then I'm sure like 2014 me wouldn't have noticed them. But then now that I'm seeing with my, not to say
mm.
woke eyes, but like my eyes that are just more grown and understand a few things, and I've unlearned a lot of stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, this isn't cute. This is meant to be cute, but it's not. Um,
Yeah.
but other than that, it was actually cute. There was a scene that actually made me like smile a lot. It was very cute. I think
Okay,
that's
I'm glad
like
you.
the only adjective I can give this movie, cute. Should I have an adjective?
It's
A
like
description works.
I love how you're like. I think that's the only word I can give it. Cute.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of sums up my kind of like. This movie kind of sums up my kind of like taste in 2014, because obviously previously, like, what, 2 years ago, I just discovered the world of K-dramas, or is it 3 years before that? Anyway, it doesn't
Hmm.
matter. So when I was expanding, this film came up, plus other films from different
Hmm.
countries, and I loved this film. Like that Simi loved this film so much. So actually, with your grown-up eye, can you
Hmm.
tell me some of the things you didn't like?
The first like red, massive red flag, amber, red, whichever way, fire flag at this point, because I was like, nah, this is not good. Was when he was trying to get her to pretend to be his fake girlfriend.
Mm.
he was really doing the most, but the one that like the icing on the cake for me, but it's not even really the icing because when you say the icing on the cake, you refer to something good, but this one was not good. Like what he did that I didn't like was spoiler alert, like, but it's not really a major spoiler anyway, was that he went up at the top of like the school building, I think, and then basically threatened to commit suicide or not even to commit suicide, just well, he basically threatened to jump off the building if she didn't agree to
Mm.
date him.
Mm. Yeah, I
And I was
remember that
like,
scene.
this is no, like this is not okay, no matter like, and it really is so triggering, I think, because it's like, there in the past, I don't know about you, but like you hear people that like, not, I mean, luckily for me, I've never had that experience, but I have heard of people who have had experiences where, their partner have threatened to like, do really outrageous things just for them to stay with them or for them to date them or just to try and guilt trip them. And it's like that's just a massive way to like emotionally manipulate someone into doing what you want, and that's not
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
And I really felt like, because literally it was at that point that she had to be like, okay, yes, like just stop, like I'll date you. And I'm like, no one should ever feel that forced into doing something like that. Was emotional manipulation 101. Like that was, it was too much. Like I'm like, threatening to jump off a building, like there's levels, man, but that one, that's too much. I just thought it was a lot, like, and it wasn't actually needed. So I think, yeah, I think that for me is kind of, it took away like the fun part of the movie. Like it made me like it a lot less because
Mm.
I'm like, already the premise for her being there or being in this situation was through manipulation. It
Mm.
wasn't like
Mm.
she had
Mm.
like a mutual, like, because normally with these oh, I'll pretend to be your girlfriend type situations, there's always some form of mutual like agreements that we're both getting something out of this. Do you get what I mean? Either like I'm
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
money out of this and you're getting a fake girlfriend, or like there's always something, like, there's a mutual benefit. But in this one, there was no mutual benefit. It was just, well, if you don't do it, then I'm gonna harass you, because that's essentially what he proceeded to do. Like he like kept harassing her, like in class, like bullying, like it was kind of softcore bullying and like harassment, like because he got his like goons slash friends, I don't know what the heck they were, and he got them to kind of like keep harassing her, like tie her shoelace, bully her in little ways like that can be like annoying. And it's just like, why are you doing that? Like she said no, and the thing is she was very like open about saying no. Like she said no quite a number of times, and he just kept pushing. I think that for me was the biggest red flag. I'm just like, she said no once, twice, third time, like take a hint, up until the point where you have to threaten to jump off a building. Nah, that's not okay. Like, and that for me was like, yeah, I think it really took away the beauty of the storyline for me, because I was just like, I don't think I can watch this, because it's like, oh, like what is this? Like I'm too grown for me to be watching none of this nonsense, like, and still try and rationalize it. But yeah, I think that for me was a main flag for me that my adult eyes just couldn't take.
Mm. And it's good that you saw that part and that aspect to the film. um I would say, even as I watched it, like maybe 2 3 months ago, like
Hmm.
for me, because I watched it whilst I was like really really young. I thought everything was cute, and then when I was watching it again, and I was like, actually, it's not as cute, that scene. But
Yeah,
I feel like a part of me, just loves the movie so much that it was like, when you ignore the red flags.
yeah, one of them ones.
It was one of them ones. You're just kind of like, yeah, but then my brain was like, it's 2014. This film came out in 2014. The world
I
wasn't
know,
as
man,
advanced.
but you say that, but at the same time, like there were other shows that came out in 2014 that weren't this like forceful. I mean, there were. I mean, this was off the back of like shows that were like would always force the girl to like be in situations she didn't want to be in and things like that. But I mean, in 2014, we had like My Love from the Stars. Like that was cute and that was nice, and I don't think there was much of like suspect stuff like this. Like, I don't know, man. I will give it the benefit of the doubt, in the sense that, yeah, you're right. I mean, 2014, the way people think in 2014, well, thought in 2014, sorry, isn't the way people we think now, and we're a lot more like
Mm, mm,
learned
mm.
in some situations, like, and in knowing what we can stand and what we can't stand, and things like that, and understanding boundaries and stuff. But obviously at 20
Exactly.
in 2014, it was a bit murky, it was a bit muddy back then. So I mean, yeah, I guess I will give them that
Benefit of
grace. Yeah.
mm, mm. So yeah, that was probably one of the main reasons why I still like the film. Um apart from that like major red flag you mentioned, what did you think about apart I know you probably don't like the guy, but after they started dating, what did you think about the drama? I mean the movie. Like
um
overall.
it was cute. It was cute. I mean, the thing is, there was a scene where he was playing basketball and stuff, and obviously they were like, he was in the team and he didn't want to play, but then the girl came in, and all of a sudden he wanted to play, to try and obviously show off to her, show off his basketball skills. Pretty cliche. Obviously they won the game, but she was cheering him on, and she was proper like, she was doing the most. This was like really his biggest cheerleader, and I just found it so cute, especially in this day and age where people aren't really loving that openly anymore. Is it just me that finds that people aren't really loving out in the open anymore the way they used to? Like before, like you
Mm,
would see people, like you would know who was dating who, because everyone was loud and proud about their love interest, and what who, like,
mm,
not to
mm,
say that, I'm not saying that the sense that we have of privacy now is not good. It's just like back then, like people, you knew who was riding for you, like, because back then there was a lot of like, you know, this is my man or this is my woman, and not necessarily in
mm,
an ownership way, but you just wanted to let everyone know that, this is the person that you're with. And I
mm,
thought it was kind of cute, but at the same time, yeah, I think that was probably the scene that actually made me smile the most while watching this whole movie. That basketball court scene where, at this point she doesn't even know that she's fallen for him, but she's proper like,
mm.
like cheering for him, like he's the next best thing after sliced bread, and he's there like really performing, like he's performing. Like my guy is like, I'm scoring all the goals I'm scoring. Like,
I'm I'm touching it down.
yeah, like he's like, I'm not letting one miss. I'm not missing a single shot. Like everyone is gonna go right in there. So I thought that was really nice. Like, just to see, like, just almost like youth. I think it kind of reminded me of, like, when you're in secondary school and you
Yes,
want all the girls and
yes.
all the boys to know that this is the man that you're with, or this is the boy that you're with at the time, and you're just
Mm.
really like loving them
The
all
age
up
of
and everything.
innocence.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like that. So I think that would have probably been my favorite scene um of the show. I mean, sorry, of the movie. But yeah, I think that's more my end. How about you?
Wow. So I'm gonna it's the thing is that this movie takes a twist. I know we're talking about, how it's cute and, romantic in some aspects, and um this movie actually takes a big turn, and I think this is one of the reasons why I love it, because the ending is not what you expect. You think boy girl gets together. I'm sorry, spoiler alert, but they don't. They don't get together, because at the end of this film, you cry
Hmm.
buckets. You
Is
cry
it
buckets.
okay, guys? I have to give
Yes.
a disclaimer. So I didn't finish the movie because I just couldn't. Like, not
It's
because
okay.
not because it was boring, but I just wasn't like, it's not my type of movie. And I really tried. Like, I really got like, I had about like half an hour left, and I was just like, I just can't. I don't think I can dedicate another half an hour to this movie. So Simi is really gonna give us this review because, mate, she's spoiling it for you, spoiling it for me. I don't mind, but just so you know, I can't give this drama a full. I mean, sorry, this movie a full rating. I'm so used to dramas. Gosh, I can't give this
Mm.
movie a full rating because I didn't actually finish it. which goes to show that it's not everything, it's literally not everything that I watch that I complete, because in this life I have too many things to watch. So, and I
Exactly,
mean, yeah,
exactly.
exactly, and obviously we have things that we're doing as well. So, in our day-to-day lives. So, guys, just forgive me for not being able to give probably my popcorn rating, based on the fact that I don't think it would be fair for me to rate it because I didn't finish it. So, yes, Simi,
And I
please take the floor.
and I would be very, very biased if I were to give it a popcorn rating. I would recommend it, and you guys can give it a popcorn rating, but I would be very biased because, like I said, it was one of the first Filipino films that I watched
Mm,
back in the day. But this film made me cry buckets. Do you know why? Because it turns out, I don't know if you, as you're watching the film, that you see that she has
a heart condition.
congenital, yeah, heart
Yeah,
disease.
yeah,
So we know that as the viewers, that she has a heart condition. He
yeah,
doesn't know that.
yeah.
And it turns out the reason why his ex broke up with him out of the blue was because she got cancer.
Oh,
So we get to see that closer to the end. And so what happened was the guy, the mother of the girl went to the guy and said she wants to see you. We don't know how long she's going to live.
mhm,
You know, it's a sad, it's sad, and she regrets seeing you. She regrets breaking up with you, but she thought, you would be happier, not being with her, blah
mhm,
blah blah blah. So the guy who had eventually fallen for this girl, the one that he asked to be his girlfriend
mhm,
to make his ex jealous,
mhm.
also has a heart condition, which is sad because he didn't know, but she didn't tell him. So
Yeah.
when he went to her saying, "Look, the only reason she broke up with me was because she has cancer of the blood, leukemia actually, and we don't know
Oh
how long
gosh,
she's gonna
that's
live." This
horrid.
girl was like, she was one of those girls that was very, very. She's a nice person, and
Yeah.
she was self-sacrificing, right?
Mhm,
And what she ended up doing was saying to the boy, he should go. He should go and be with her. And he went and was with her. And funny enough, she survived for a very, very long time. And they ended up marrying. So this guy and his ex ended up marrying.
mhm.
Is it Kenji? Kenji is his name, sorry.
Yeah,
Kenji
Kenji.
and his
Yeah.
ex.
So, and Athena. Yeah.
Yeah,
Abigail.
Athena. Yeah, Abigail. So Kenji and Athena, not talking about it, I want to go watch it again.
Lord.
Kenji. Oh my gosh. Oh, I need help. Anyway, Kenji and Athena, um, you know, they break it off. Athena moves abroad. He never finds out that she has a heart condition until later on in life.
Mhm,
But he has truly properly fallen in love with Athena, right? And but he stays with Abigail, who is his ex, isn't it?
mhm.
Yeah, he stays with Abigail, thinking that Abigail was going to die, only for Abigail to survive a couple of years, have their son. But Kenji never really loved her the way he loved
He
her
loved
previously.
Athena. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also the way he loved her
So
previously. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
yeah, and loved her previously. And then what happened was, then at the beginning of the film, you see that there is his son who was hating on him, who didn't
On
like
his father.
his
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because his father, um it was clear that his father was not happy with his mother, and he was
Yeah.
blaming at this Athena woman,
Mhm.
only for him, Athena's, cousin, is it cousin or niece, to be looking for, Kenji's father because she was about to die. So anyway, in the end, Kenji meets Athena and she dies in his arms. Like
Oh, that's
literally,
so
they meet for
sad.
5 minutes and she dies. I'm telling you, I cry buckets every time I watch this film. Like this is my film. Like if I know that I just want to shed some tears, I just put this film on
That's
and
so
I cry.
sad.
Even though I know that the ending is going to be sad, I I just cry. Like, you know, but there's one thing, like that does annoy me is that why did she have to be so self-sacrificing? I know the other girl has leukemia, but she has a heart condition as well. So
It's all fair and love and war and all that, all and them man, whatever. But at the end of the day, do you know what? What does this teach us? in this life, yeah, you only live once, my dear. You have to
True,
like go
true.
for what you want, because you can't say, oh well, you'll be happier because I'm sick or whatever. I don't know. But then at the end of the day, like it's different if you know you're ill and this is getting very morbid, but
Mm,
essentially if you know you're ill and you have someone you love, you really don't want them to watch you like you don't want to watch them watch you like so you don't want to watch them watch you kind of deteriorate and like
yeah, I know what. Yeah.
lose like your spark and lose your not your even your spark but your energy and everything, like like people like carers for example tend to like really have it tough, especially for the people that they're caring for,
Mm,
like it tends to be
that is
tough
so
on both
true.
ends, because the person that they're caring for obviously, especially if they're conscious that they are being cared for, it's
Mm,
hard already that they're sick, and then it's harder watching the person that they love for example having to do a lot of sacrifices or make a lot of sacrifices for them just to be with them or just to care for them.
mm,
It can be hard, and there's a lot of guilt, like that probably comes along with that, which I mean is understandable why she didn't Athena didn't really want him to go through that.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
to be honest, it makes sense, but I'm sorry, the writer did not want anyone to be happy, because how can both the women in his life be sick? Like that's not even, what are the odds?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what are the odds? Because the way she was clutching her chest, I was thinking she's got asthma, and I'm sure that, oh, at one point, God forgive me, and guys forgive me for
Hmm.
what I'm about to say. At one point, I was thinking, at least, okay, when Abigail goes, he'll go back to Athena.
You're
No,
so horrid.
Abigail survives. What?
Abigail, yeah, yeah, you're so horrid. How can you say like so he get the best of both worlds? Well, okay, yeah, no, he didn't, because he only lived for like
That's
5
why I
years.
said forgive me, but
Oh
that was
goodness.
my thought when I was younger. Okay, that was my thoughts. Okay,
To
and
be fair, I mean, I don't blame you. I'm sure we all have these kind of thoughts, especially when you want a specific outcome. It's just
mm,
unfortunate that he never got the outcome. But I'm sorry, where I was watching, it was looking like his son and Athena's niece were feeling themselves a little bit. I was like, no, don't do that.
well, Athena's niece is not, like, obviously they're not related, so it's still kind of.
So did they actually get together?
I don't think so. No, not at the end. I don't think so.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
Because
think they
I
got.
saw they were really doing some loved up nonsense in the truck, and I was like, you just met this guy, like you just met this girl. How are you already falling doing? I'm falling in love with you. But apparently, some
Because
people actually really be falling in love already. And you'll be hearing these stories about, and these people have been together for years, and they say, "Oh, I knew on the first date that I was gonna be with this guy."
apparently
So
it
to be honest,
happens.
you never know.
Apparently it happens. Exactly. Apparently it happens. And the fact that there are stories in the world like this, that they've been married for so many years, but they met for like 1 hour and they fell in love. Like, it
That is
happens,
mad. That for me is mad. I'm like, how, please,
isn't it?
how is that even possible?
But it happens. It happens. But did you know, fun fact, that the main lead, the actor that plays Kenji and the actor that plays Athena, the young versions,
Hmm.
they're actually a real life couple. Like a real life
No,
couple. Yes.
really? Oh, I
Mm-hmm,
love
mm-hmm.
that. I love stuff like that because it always
Yeah.
just adds to it.
And they play several movies together. And so this actor Daniel, his name is Daniel oh god, I'm sorry if I butcher his name, I'm so sorry. Daniel Padilla, Padilla, Daniel Padilla, yeah. Yeah, so he's one of my favorite Filipino actors. I love all his films, and I
Hmm.
tend to watch him and his I don't know if they're married,
Hmm.
but his partner, the one that plays Athena, Kathryn, in whatever movies that they do, because they do
Hmm.
the most like romantic, loved up films, and I like seeing them act together. He's acted with other actresses, but his chemistry is most when he's with
Is with his
Kathryn, who is his
yeah
his
his
woman.
partner.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can feel it through the screen, and I'm like, this guy, he's enjoying life.
Oh bless.
Uh,
Because it's cuter when it's like, oh, different. It's almost like they're role playing, which I think is like, oh, okay, I see you, boo.
Yes, yes.
Do you get what I
It's
mean?
almost
Because
like
like
the
you're
role.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm this specific character that you who you're actually not, but then you're role playing. I'm sorry, I'm sure that probably brings some spice to it, you know. But then don't you think like when actors that are together kind of like um that actually are together in real life then play like these two romantic characters, sometimes don't you think that maybe the lines get blurred? I hope you like when then you start like falling in love with the character instead of the real person.
Mm, I feel like if they're already in a relationship, they kind of know how to distinguish who
Fair
the
enough.
how the other person is. So I don't know. But then to be honest, like if like you said, they're role playing, so he gets to love another version of her that isn't her,
Yeah,
which
fair
is
enough.
like, yeah. It can spice things up in a relationship. Some people do that for fun.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
if you think
And then
back
you
to
get a
Gossip
bag for it
Girl,
as well.
a bag.
I said, yeah, and then you get a bag for it. Like you get paid for it for to role play.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
I was like,
goodness.
wait, when did they get bags? I
No,
want a
like a
bag.
bag as in money. Sorry, that's
I know what
slang.
you mean. Sorry. No, because I was gonna say, if you remember to Gossip Girl,
I didn't watch
it
Gossip
reminds
Girl.
me of.
Sorry.
Oh, did you not?
No.
What?
Yes,
Tell me.
I am part of the uncultured people that didn't watch Gossip Girl. Yes, I am. And I say it with chest, with so much chest I say it.
Okay, I have nothing to say. Okay, never mind. Then, like, my comment then is not. It's in relevance for what
Yeah,
I was gonna
sorry.
say. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Now I'm trying to think of like another one that does it.
It's
To be honest,
calm,
there's
don't
just too many
worry. Like
films and
just
movies.
say it anyway. I'm sure some of the listeners who have watched Gossip Girl will understand what you're
Yeah,
alluding to.
um there's this character,
Mhm.
Blair Waldorf,
Mhm.
and the guy that she ends up with, Chuck.
Mhm.
So they end up like role playing, like to spice up their relationship. So
Mhm.
where he stands at the bar and he
Mhm.
talks to another girl, and she
Mhm.
comes up and pretends to be no, and she pretends to catch him
Mhm.
cheating, and she slaps him, and it's such a weird
It
way that
pops
you know
off.
how American TV yeah, it pops off. But then this girl that's at the bar is like, oh shit, and then obviously she drags him away, and then they go off like go make out somewhere, and he was like, that
Yeah.
was hot, and she's like, that was so hot, and then they do it again. So yeah, like I said, it gave me that example that some like relationship do like to role role play. Would you ever role
Yeah.
play, Tommy, in your relationship?
Yeah. For sure.
Tommy? Tommy?
Yeah. I mean, I said sorry, I had myself on mute. I said spice things up, man. Of course I would. It's not every day. It's not every day normal, you know. Like sometimes be different. Do something different. It's not every day. You need to refer to me as Tommy. Sometimes refer to me as Tasha. How about that?
Tasha! Ooh, I like that. I can see you as a Tasha,
Lord,
with some
please.
leather boots. You know what? I'll tell you off the air what I'm imagining.
Oh my goodness, Lord. You people should stop imagining stuff because don't join to me and start imagining all sorts of things. Anyway, it's not like you see what I look like anyway. So yeah.
Eh,
But I mean, I think it is nice. I think it is nice, especially if your partner is the type to kind of enjoy that too. Like, I think it could be a fun
mm,
experience. Just do something different, and then at least try it out, and then see whether or not I like it. I would at least try it out to see if like this is something that I'm like, oh yeah, this is fun once in a while, or let's never do this again. This was jokes, or this was an epic fail type of thing. Like you don't know what you like until you try it. You know,
true.
this
I
doesn't
think
always
role
apply to
play.
everything, but yes,
Mm,
like you don't, I won't know if I like cheese if I've never tried cheese. I don't like cheese for the record, but
I
you
like
get what I mean.
cheese.
But would you try it?
I would. I would. I would try role playing, definitely for sure.
Mm,
Um, but your Tasha, I'd want to be Simone for some reason. I feel like Simone
Simone.
just screams like like this. Percy Princess. You know,
Why are we picking English names? Why did I not pick something like Jumoke? I should have picked like a Jumoke or something like that. I'm there like, wait a second. Or I should pick something like, I don't know, from a different place. You never know. Role play. I
okay,
could be some ambassador somewhere.
if I was gonna be, if it was gonna be a foreign name, let me see. I'd want to pick a Korean name for some reason.
That's what I was thinking as well. But then I don't know any, so and I don't want to go and say one thing and then it be completely wrong.
Yeah, you could be a character from your like one of your Korean dramas that you've been watching.
Sure.
Mm.
But yeah.
I'm trying to think of one right now.
Yeah, no, I can't think of any. Come back to me next week. I'll say it in Leastmost and Car. I'll come back with maybe a Hangul name.
With a list of names.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, so if I'm playing a Korean person, this is what I'm gonna go for. If I'm playing like an American person, this is what I'm gonna go for. If I'm playing a German girl, this is what I'm gonna go for.
So, gonna go for.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll come with my notes already ready when it for Leastmost on card. Just I'll keep it posted. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna bring a list. I think like I actually have a list of names, but not for role playing. For something else.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair.
No, because whenever I see like a character in a film and I like their name, I write it down. Like I like the sound of that name. I like the sound of that name. So I write it down. Yeah, I find names so cute, and there's some names that you just never come across, and they're unique, and you're like, you know what? There needs to be another person that's called this somewhere,
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like foreign names quite a bit, but I like to know the meaning behind them because it has to have like a very nice meaning. Because if you know, like in Yoruba culture, our names have meanings. Like yeah. So I'd love to find more names in different countries that have like a meaning. So anyway, we've really segued.
Yeah. And I think we've also come to the end of this episode, if I'm being honest.
Yes. Since we're both not given a popcorn rating, because obviously I'm very biased
and
you didn't finish the film. So I think this is the end of Leastmost and our first ever Filipino film review.
I think, hats up to us for diversity in that.
Yes, and hopefully we'll bring more diverse content.
Yeah.
And if you, our listeners, have any film suggestions from any country around the world that you think, actually, I'd like to hear the girls' views on this film, please feel free to let us know. Our inbox are very much open. Comment sections are very much open. And yeah, I think that is it.
Okay, please like and subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Yeah, like we said previously, we are trying to grow a cute little community. So please, comment. We'd like to hear what you have to say, as well. And if you are tweeting with regards to the Leastmost podcast, please use our hashtag LeastmostPod. Again, hashtag Leastmostpod if you're going to be tweeting with regards to things that we may have said or with comments that have to do with Leastmost podcast. And that's all, folks.
That's it. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.